It's Jeremy here on Metal Music Meltdown, back with another video. What I have for today, guys, is kind of a similar video that I did about a week or two ago when I did my top 5 albums with Ronnie James Dio on vocals. I figured I'm going to try to do a similar video, but with another icon on vocals, Ozzy Osbourne. He was obviously in his Black Sabbath early days and his solo career in the middle, and then he had an album or two with the Sabbath at the end. And I figured, I wonder what my top 5 albums for Ozzy would be. Kind of comparing him to Dio, because Dio was in Sabbath as well. Dio also had the solo career. So I looked at the albums Ozzy was on in both Black Sabbath and his solo, and I compiled my top 5 albums with him on vocals. And this is pretty much what I came up with. Number 5, I went with Sabotage. Their 6th studio album from Sabbath, released in 1975. This album is definitely growing on me. It's kind of climbing the ranks in the Sabbath catalog. I think this might have Ozzy's best vocals, to be honest, out of all his catalog. But the production is a little bit off on this one, and the songs aren't quite as strong as some of the other albums, and it's not one I quite go back to as the other 4. But vocally, I think this might be, if not his strongest vocal performance, one of them for sure. Great songs like Hole in the Sky, Symptom of the Universe, Megalomania, Am I Going Insane? Just some really good tunes on this one. Definitely check it out if you're not familiar with this Black Sabbath song. But if you are a metalhead, chances are you probably are. At number 4, I went with Master of Reality. This is the 3rd studio album from Sabbath. Love the doomy kind of stoner vibe to this album. Ozzy's got kind of a more gruff to his voice, a deeper tone, and he sounds really good on this album. Standout tracks for me would be Sweet Leaf, Children of the Grave, of course, Into the Void. Just some really good stuff on this album, some of Black Sabbath's best stuff, and obviously the birth of doom metal. At number 3, I went Diary of a Madman, Ozzy's sophomore solo album, and I still had Randy Rhoads on guitar. Rest in peace, Randy. Love the first 2 Ozzy albums. These both had to make the list for sure. And standout tracks for me on this one: Over the Mountain. That crazy drum intro is really nice. Believer's a really nice song, a little bit softer vocal. SATO is a good one as well. And the title track is just an epic song. That more showcases the guitar work, but Ozzy's vocals sound really good and crisp on all this whole album, and I had to make my list. And number 2, I went with Blizzard of Oz, the debut album from Ozzy. This is my favorite album of his from the solo career. It's got Crazy Train, Suicide Solution, Mr. Crowley. Some of my all-time favorite Ozzy songs on this one. His voice sounds really good. He's hungry. He's back, doing his solo thing and kind of proving his point. And at this time, he was a much bigger artist than Black Sabbath was. And he proved why. He's a great vocalist. He's got a very unique sound, and wrote some really good songs. And number 1, I had to go with Paranoid. Might be kind of a cliche pick, but this has always been like my favorite Sabbath album. She's got some of my favorite tracks. I never get sick of listening to Paranoid. The title track, I love that song. War Pigs is one of my favorite songs. Ozzy's voice is so eerie and menacing on that one. Paranoid's amazing. Planet Caravan, Iron Man, of course. Fairies Wear Boots. It's just top to bottom a perfect album, and it's always been my favorite Sabbath album, and has some of my favorite songs showcasing Ozzy. So let me know down below, guys, what your top 5 albums would be with Ozzy on vocals. I think most people would pick similar to what I chose. There might be 1 or 2 different ones. Some people might pick the debut Sabbath album, or maybe Sabbath Bloody Sabbath, or Volume 4 possibly. But let me know down below what you pick for your top 5. And stay tuned for more great content, guys. And keep it metal.